word for anti-Semitism today for me is systemic. And in the past months, even weeks, we have seen a dramatic rise in anti-Semitic harassment and incidents across Europe, both online and offline. For many Jewish people, that surge doesn't just feel louder, it changes day-to-day life and the sense of safety in public spaces. According to the data from the EU Agency for Fundamental Rights, one of the biggest challenges is not the incidents themselves, however horrible they are, but how unevenly they are monitored, recorded, reported, and addressed. That means anti-Semitism isn't only about individual acts, it's about gaps in systems, policing, education, data collection, and accountability.
Well, if I had to describe anti-Semitism in one word, I think that word would be ignorance. I believe that anti-Semitism has always been deeply rooted in ignorance and in the misconceptions and lack of knowledge of your neighbor, the other, resulting in an increase of anti-Semitic behaviors.
I'm not sure I can describe an incurable disease.
I would say invisible, hidden. And I say that because of my own experience as a researcher. In conversation with Israeli residents in Catalonia, what really struck me is that many of them didn't describe anti-Semitism through a specific incident, but more as a feeling, like an atmosphere, something that shapes when you speak, how visible you feel you can be, or when it's just easier to stay silent. And I think that exactly what makes it too difficult today. It's not always explicit, it's often ambiguous, and not everyone recognizes it in the same way.
A poison. Anti-Semitism is a poison that threatens the very foundations of our democracy, the rule of law, and everything Europe stands for.
Terrifying. Because every day there are reports of attacks on individuals and communities just because they're Jewish. And this alongside the global political threats on the principles and institutions which are meant to protect the fundamental rights of all people.
I would describe it as a virus because no European society, no person, no matter where they work, no matter their level of education, is truly immune against it. Anti-Semitism functions in myths in the way people imagine the Jewish community, the Jewish people to be. And no one's really immune against it, so we all have to find the cure against the virus of anti-Semitism.